Hi everyone, I'm Sweet T-Rex. Halloween is just around the corner, so today I'll be showing you how to make these adorable little jack-o'-lantern coasters. Let's get started. All you will need is some felt, orange, black, and green. I've already cut out the appliques, so you'll see them right here. You'll also need stencils for the appliques and the pumpkin. You can draw your own or use mine. I'm going to use this one for my pumpkin. Some thread and pins and needles. I'm using 3 strands of embroidery floss. And then of course some scissors. So the first thing that you want to do is take your stencil for your pumpkin and align it up. I like to pin it. You can trace it with a fabric pen or a piece of sewing seamstress chalk, but for me, I like it pinned to the fabric. I'm personally not too worried about how perfect this pumpkin shape comes out because it is a pumpkin. Pumpkins are naturally a little wonky. So I think if we're a little wonky in our cutting, that's okay. That's what pumpkins are. So let's honor what they really are and also make ours a little wonky. I think it also gives it a little bit of character if we do it that way. Just put that over there. And the hard part's always the stem, but I think I'm just gonna go around it today and clean up the edges once I've gotten it cut out. I've seen people use curved craft scissors and I've never been able to find them, so eventually I think I will find them and make my life so much easier when it comes to curved crafts. I realized I picked that up out of the camera. Was it out of the shot? Too long? Okay, cool. Now we can unpin this and see what the first half of our pumpkin looks like. It's pretty good. Not too shabby. So since it came out a certain way, not necessarily exactly like the stencil, I'm going to pin the already cut out piece of felt to the next piece of felt so that we have similar pieces, because you do want 2 layers of felt. I'll bring in the coaster. It is thick, it is stitched 2 together, and then of course we've got the appliques. So let's get the second piece cut out. You do want identical pieces of felt, or as identical as possible. Again, pumpkins are naturally unique, and our pumpkins, our jack-o'-lanterns, can also be unique. There we have it. 2 mostly identical pieces of orange felt for our pumpkin. Now let's put this one away, and we're going to work on stitching the face. Again, you can change it up. You could decide to do them both this way, but if you do that, just make sure that you're stitching them the right way. We'll clean that up a bit after we do our face. So I like to find out, or like to decide how I want the face to look beforehand. It's kind of like designing little paper dolls. I think that's my favorite part about working with these little felt crafts. Also, like, felt's a nice, pretty easy material to work with if you're a beginner. I guess if you trust your kids with pins and needles and scissors, it's a great material to start with if they want to start to learn how to stitch. And then I will take a look at that and see if that's, yeah, I think it's cute when the eyes are a little whiter on the mouth. It makes it look like a baby. Alright, so pin it. I know right now it's kind of scary with pins in their eyes. And then we'll get started. We're using about, what is this? I think it's about 2.5 to 3 feet of embroidery floss. Again, 3 strands. I've already knotted it at the back. So we're going to applique stitch the black applique to the orange pumpkin base. You can basically start wherever. I like to start more in the middle because there is a knot and you don't want it to come out for any reason. More so come out in the way it feels when you're putting a cup on it. So you want to get close enough to the base or the edge, but not too close. And an applique stitch is super simple. You just take the the needle inside, and then you're going to loop it out on the outer edge of the piece of felt that you're applying and bring it back down. Don't do it too tight because then it will kind of start to ruffle. Oh no! It'll kind of start to ruffle. Let me just fix that real quick. Okay. So you go right on the edge. I like to go a little bit under just so it's not super apparent that there's a stitch, although that's okay. That is a look you can go for. If you want it to kind of have a Sally, Jack Skellington, Tim Burton-esque look, that's cool. Go for it. I think the thing is, you can follow what I say, you can change it up, it's all up to you. This is your expression. It's your art. It's your fiber art. But seriously, like, do it however you want. It's all for fun. Okay, now that I have more thread, same length, so maybe you just want to double it. We're going to start back from where we left off. Alright, I'm gonna mirror that last stitch that we did right there, and then I'm gonna go around and do a nice little knot. We'll do it on this one, not that long one, because the long one, I don't want to pull in those two edges, right? Oh, see, I got caught on some felt right there. I'll just do a little knot there. There are better ways to do a knot, like I said. I'm just a little paranoid. This is the way I like to do it. And here we go. The mouth is done. Oops. Cut that. Clean up. Then we'll get started on the eye, the last eye. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start this little knot in the middle so we can meet it back in the middle. Again, with the edges, I just like to make it not that long, maybe like right about there, just to give it a little nice defined edge. I'm gonna go around this way this time. Okay, so now we will knot again. There's a nice little stitch right there to knot it. I do two, like I said. And we'll cut that off. And we got the face! Yay! Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, I already cut it out, is the nice little, oh, there's my dog hair on there. The little stem. I did it in green. You could do it in brown if you want. I just think orange, black, and green really make me feel like Halloween. And it does kind of, doesn't quite match, and that's okay. We're gonna cut that. So anybody who's into stitching might have some words or some things to tell me about this, but this is the way that I found worked the best. So what we're gonna do, again, 3 strands of embroidery floss. I got green that did the best matching to this green felt. I had a little difficulty with that. I'm gonna move this orange felt. Just noticed that. So I'll show you on this one. So I did little applique stitches, very little, and we're gonna do that again, little on the base of the stem, and then I left it open and did nice little whip stitches around, all around the edge, because there isn't really a better way to do it. If somebody has a better way or knows, let me know. I would love, this is collaborative. I'm learning too, even though I've been doing it for a little while. So that was the best way that I found. So that's what we're gonna do right now. And here's the bit that I feel like I might get some, oh no, some feedback about. We're gonna leave it like that for now. I'm gonna leave the needle on there just so I don't have to try to rethread that needle. Okay, for the fun part, we will add the back of the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern to the jack-o'-lantern side that has a face. Again, make sure that, you don't have any other pieces of felt stuck to it, and that we're aligning as best we can. I'm going to pin this because, I mean, you don't have to, but it's just going to make it easier. And I think we need to make sure that's aligned. I think we might need to go over the edges again just to make sure that they're as close to each other as possible. And then we'll fix this little stem here. There's like a bit of stem that's coming out. I don't know if you can see that. So we'll fix that after we've gotten the two pumpkin sides pretty much taken care of. All right, let's do that first. Oh, I pinned this. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. All right, let's take care of that first. So, see, there's a little edge. I mean, that's fine. You could stitch it like that if you want. I'm gonna try to just make it a little cleaner. We're gonna keep. I need to stop leaning like that. There we go. I'm gonna try to keep it as clean as possible, so that our stitches don't take away too much from the pumpkin. We don't want it to be distracting. Again, that's a thing. That's a choice you can make, and that's fine. And that's not the choice I'm making today. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to make some little Jack and Sally's. That would be kind of cute. I'm sure there's a design somewhere that's like licensed by Disney and everything, so maybe I just have to find it. But those, I think you can go crazy on the stitches with that. Like, make them vary. Or maybe even like a little Frankenstein's monster. Yes. That is actually my favorite book. I should not have almost called the monster Frankenstein. But anyway, little Frankenstein monster ones would be kind of cute. Why didn't I do that? I don't know why. I just thought of that. That would have been really adorable. Okay, so now for this whip stitch that we're about to do, and I did get like this is 5 feet. This is 5 feet of embroidery floss that should go all the way around uninterrupted. It should. I've measured. But who knows? Things can get crazy. Okay, let's see. Where do I want to start this? I think because I ended that and over here, and we want to whip stitch around the stem, I think I'll start over here and go counterclockwise so that it ends over there too. Yeah, let's do it that way. It's fine. Then there'll be knots on both sides. It doesn't really matter that much. I'm making it a bigger deal than it is. Okay, so on my previous ones, I didn't go too far in. It's probably like, I don't know, a centimeter. It kind of varies, and that's okay. I like to keep it a little bit at the edge. You want enough edge to give it strength in its hold. So I'm going to go about right there. And we're doing it on the inside of the two pieces because we are trying to hide as much of the stitching as possible, obviously. And you want it to be nice and smooth for when you have your guests or yourself at your desk. You know, we are all working from home. This is what I'm talking about. Be careful. It cannot, especially when it's so long. So you do not have to do 5 feet. And yeah, I'm making it hard on myself. We're going to pin that into this handy dandy pin cushion so it doesn't get too crazy. So you'll go back to the other side, and I think I did that too far in, so let me fix that. Just gonna cut it. Be easier that way than doing it the other way around. I would not recommend that normally, but since I know I have a lot of floss to work with, I think we're gonna be okay. Again, there are easier ways to make these knots. I have not perfected them though, so I'm just doing it like this. Okay, here we go. So, double knotted. I'm going to come in really close to the stem applique, but again, with that amount of space. Ooh. So you want to make sure that you hide the knot and not the floss. Oh my gosh, I need to stop. Okay, here we go. And we'll do about the same. Really what we want to do, you can try, I mean it's good, you want to get the back pretty well done, but the biggest the key here is to make the front look very nice and neat. So the back can be a little wonky. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about, that knotting. But the front should be as clean and uniform as possible. So we'll go again. That's good right there. Don't want to do it too tight. See, I did that one a little too tight, so I'm going to loosen it just a bit because it will scallop the edges. And I think that one might be a little too tight too. So. And we don't want scalloped edges. We want it to just sit loosely on there, holding it together, but not necessarily scalloping. That's fine. Like, that's a look that you could go for, but that's not the look I'm going for today. We'll do that edge. Just make sure that I'm getting enough because it is a little, little bit uneven in the back right there. That's fine. Now I'm going to put it back in. Here I'm going to make the knot. So bring it in, make a knot that hopefully is not super noticeable. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go back in through that same stitch that I went through. Now, try to keep the two pieces apart because we're going to go in. This is more like something you would do if you were doing like a stuffed animal. You hide the needle within, pull it out, and then cut it, and then the thread gets lost in there. But I find it works pretty well on these kinds of little flat coaster crafts. So I'm going to pull it a little tight and snip it, and then it gets lost in there, and it's in there, and it shouldn't come out, and we're going to sew up this last bit so it won't really have a problem. So now we'll do the stem. On the stem, let me show you on this one. We're going to do nice little whip stitches around, and you want to space them out a little bit. This is the closest I could get to this color, but we'll just do a quick little stitch around that, whip stitch around that, and then we'll be done. So let's do that. And you're going to want to go through all three. Actually, let's make sure. Yeah, let's cut off some of that. Okay, just a little bit that needed to be fixed. Okay, so we will, and it is coming up a little out of the side. I don't know if you can see that. But we're gonna go through and just pick it up a little higher so that it comes, so that it makes sense when we're doing it. We don't want it to come from a weird angle. So we'll just go around one more time. Oop, a little bit of a knot there. It happens. I'll just get that out. Now we'll pull that around one more time, and now we're ready to start stitching. So we're going to bring the stitches around. Make them nice and even. Won't want them too cluttered in there. There we go. That looks like it's the last one. We'll do one more for safety, and then I will make a nice little knot. Oh, that last one didn't go through. I'll just redo that same stitch so it looks like it's coming from the same spot, and that's fine because I needed to do a knot anyway. So now we'll do a little knot. You want to go through, make a little knot like I did with the orange floss, and then put it back in through that same stitch and try to kind of hide it. I like to separate it a little bit so it doesn't catch onto the other edge, and we'll pull that needle out. Make sure that it goes right over the other one. Snip that. Well, now you can make these adorable little coasters and share them with your friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Sweet T-Rex. Happy Halloween, everyone!